So this here is my buddy Bart. Him and I are going to go on an adventure. We had no idea what we were signing up for. I am a noob to the world of Icarus, and my friends here said that there was new content called the Null sector, and I should come play with them. So here I am, off on my way to the Null sector as a noob, and I want you to know that I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into. It was an adventure. So we started a new server, started a new world, and played long enough that I am at this point level 14. I'm sure that absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong going at 14. It'll be fine. I'm sure everything will be fine. This first part is a nice, relaxing ride through the countryside. You get to see some of the really beautiful world building that they have done in this game, and it is an absolutely stunning world to look at. So I really can just sit and ride through this world for quite a bit of time and enjoy looking at it because it is so pretty. I've also really enjoyed the music in this game. It's really peaceful and relaxing and nice to listen to. It's just got this really good vibe. But I want you to know that the music is lying to you. You're riding through the countryside and you think that you're just on this really nice, peaceful, vibing kind of ride, and it's just this great, quiet kind of world. That's not the kind of place that you're riding through. There are a lot of things on this planet that want to murder you. And yeah, I discovered quite a few of them along the way. And here is the first point when I began to doubt that this was going to be a good idea. When I began to question what it is that I was doing on this strange adventure in this strange world. I'm riding my horse up a metal plank. And that's the plan. That's how we get through this world, is on the... Alright. Okay. I'm sure I'm not gonna fall off. It's gonna be fine. Everything is going to be totally fine. Me and my horse are just going to ride up super careful, and nothing bad is going to happen because I totally don't have a history of just yeeting myself off edges in video games. No, that's not my history at all. So yeah, that was going through my head when transversing this section and then wondering how much of this was ahead of me, and I had no idea. But hey, I made it. I made it up all those weird ramps. I didn't fall. Me and Bart are okay. So this is going to be okay. This is all going to be okay because I didn't fall. Woo! Oh, yeah. So there's more of them, and this is just how it's going to be. Okay. All right. And is this how all of you get around in Icarus, or is it just my server mates who like to ramp through the world? So let me know in the comments if you guys are also building ramps all through your worlds to navigate, or if you are like me and just kind of wander around until you find a route up and you never carry the stuff to build with you. Maybe it's because I'm unprepared. I don't know. Let me know. Tell me what you think. Oh, so we are going in a cave. Alright, so my history with caves isn't that great. I mean, there's worms in there that spit at you and they kill me. They kill me a lot. So, alright, here we are. But I got Bart. I'm sure that we'll be all right. I mean, what could go wrong? As I look down at that fall, everything, you know, flashing before my eyes. It's fine. Everything's totally fine. We're riding our horses through caves, and that's how we're going to get to the Null sector. This is a great adventure. Why are we doing this? Definitely was questioning my life choices at this stage of adventure. And just to make things better, there are more ramps, and now there's lava. So if I fall off the ramp, I'm going to become a crispy pork rind, and Bart will definitely not survive. Okay. But no pressure. I'm sure that everything is going to be fine. I'm sure that nothing is going to go wrong, and that the Null sector is going to be a beautiful, wonderful place, just like the rest of the world that we have been exploring so far. And then we come out of the cave, and there's this little place here, and I'm like, all right, so we made it. We're there. We're in the Null sector, and it wasn't that bad, so now we're just gonna have to do the little quest, right? Yeah, no, this is like just a stop, a layover. It's like just the place that we rest at while we're on our way to the Null sector, so yeah, it's fine. We're not really there yet. We have a ways to go, and there's a lot of stuff in between here and there. And apparently they're just places that we don't need a ramp, and we're just going to hop, climb, pray our way down the edge. And I'm feeling grateful that Bart is part billy goat, because there's no way that I would have made that edge okay. And yes, I totally am supervising this fight because I am a weenie and they are not. So it's fine. I'm just gonna stay on my horse and they can kill it. I'm sure that's fine. I have really enjoyed the mounts in this game, but there are a few things that I would like to see them add or change. Like, I find it really annoying that I have to dismount to be able to eat or drink food. I think that I should be able to do that while I'm still on my mount. I also think that it would be a really fun addition if I could fire ranged weapons while I was still mounted, and maybe even use some of the longer melee weapons like the spear while I was on my mount. I think that would make a nice additional fun combat component, but I get that that's probably complicated. But it was kind of disappointing that it wasn't something that could be done. When I first started putting points into my mount, I had been hoping that I would be able to do like either the bow or the rifles and be able to shoot things while running around with my horse. Instead, I have opted to continue to put points in the husbandry, and then I went with blades so that I did have something in combat. But very disappointed that I can't shoot from on top of my mount. They should add that. That's a thing that they should have. Just saying. Because we can't attack while we're on our mounts, this whole adventure involved a lot of mounting up and riding for a while, dismounting, and doing some attacking. Okay, at least for them, because I was a weenie and I stayed on my horse and let them do the attacking. But it was a lot of like on the horse, off the horse, on the horse, off the horse, back and forth while you ate some food or collected a thing or was attacked by something, so while you were engaging with the environment. So I think that it would have made for a smoother trip and a I don't know, easier, more streamlined experience if I wasn't hopping on and off my horse all the time. It was just felt weird and clunky and kind of cumbersome. But at the same time, I really like the animals in this game. I think they're different and unique, and I think that they have a really nice flavor. Like this animal is somewhere of a cross between like a boar and a horse, and it looks like something that would absolutely get in there and fight alongside you like it does. And I think that that's really cool, but I want more of it. I want more horse combat stuff. And yeah, I was disappointed about that. And then there were some of these strange moments where it was clear that a mob was attacking my horse, but my horse didn't actually take any damage during the encounter. So it felt like being on Bart was like wearing extra armor. It kept me from getting hurt, and oftentimes he didn't either, and it was very strange because I couldn't figure out when he would and when he wouldn't. And then we were back into the caves and transversing through them on ramps again. And you know, these areas were a pain in the butt to work through, but I have to say that they were really pretty and nice to look at in their own right. They were very interesting landscapes, and I liked a lot that each area that we moved through was distinctly different. Like the biomes felt like distinctly different places, and I really appreciated that. I think that one of the biggest challenges in this journey that we were taking is that there isn't a clear path where you're supposed to travel. So you just kind of have to sort of work your way through the landscape as you go. And this is amazing. It makes it for a really great and interesting dynamic adventure while you're trying to figure out like where it is that you're supposed to be going, and you're dealing with the different landscape challenges like weird jumps and lava. You're also potentially encountering, you know, different creatures that you have to deal with, and you never really know what you're going to be dealing with because you don't really know where you need to go in order to get through between the two different zones. So that was kind of interesting, and I liked it, even though getting lost was like blah and frustrating, and I always felt like we just never had any idea where we were going. And it felt like we did a lot of going into an area, mucking about with things, and realizing, nope, this isn't where we need to be, and then turning around and going a different way. So yeah, there was a lot of that in this journey. It felt like maybe not for real, but it felt that way. And these stupid spitting worms suck so bad. They nerf me from a distance, and I don't like it. I don't approve. I'm supposed to be just an observer in all of this combat, and they don't think that that's how it should work. I disagree. It was coming into this area that I realized that a large part of this game was going to be actually navigating the environment itself, in that the environment was going to present challenges in the way of status conditions that I would have to deal with if I wanted to be able to survive. In this case, it's hot. It's really hot, and that affects the way that you need, how much you need water and all of those things. And suddenly I was using more water and needing more food to make up for the lack of water, and it changed the dynamic of everything very quickly. And then we were out of the caves and in a whole new area that we had to figure out how to transverse. So yeah. And this place looks quite a bit different than the other areas that we've been in. It's a lot more harsh. It's still really warm. And there's a lot less resources here. There's less shrubbery and trees and stuff, which definitely presented another interesting challenge that I didn't expect, because it limited how much you could harvest in order to do things like building the ramps that we've been depending on in order to be able to get up into higher elevation areas. So that was interesting. I think that they did a really good job with the lava and the way that the area glows and lights up around it. I think it looks really, really cool. And again, I can just sit here for quite a while and ride through this place and just appreciate looking at it. I mean, except for the fact that it's literally kicking my ass just to ride through here because it's so freaking hot. And And just like everywhere else, we were just building ramps and riding over these lava flows because what could go wrong? It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It's all perfectly fine. I didn't fall in, so I guess it's fine. And there really were plenty of opportunities for me to fall in, so I guess it really was fine. And another interesting challenge was these storms. I mean, you're out, you're exploring new areas, you don't know where to go to hide, you don't know where it's safe, you don't have a building that you can just run to. So you get trapped in these storms and they're just absolutely wrecking you while you're desperately trying to figure out where you can go to be safe.
Attention prospector, this is an automated warning. You are approaching a known entrance to the Null sector. The UDA has marked this area as a black zone. Traversal is not recommended. The UDA will not be held liable to damages or losses sustained by prospectors who choose to ignore this warning. If you choose to proceed, it is highly recommended to over-prepare. If you choose to proceed, it is highly recommended to create a fallback staging area in this location. If you choose to proceed, it is highly recommended to contact loved ones and settle your affairs before you continue.
So now we have arrived at the Null sector, and somehow it seems fitting that my arrival is to just like strut in, be unconscious, get myself back up on my feet, and then have my ass blown up. It feels like this is a fitting introduction to a zone that is not going to be very nice to me from here on out. So it might as well say hello to me right from the beginning and let me know that it's just not nice.
Like I said, there's something weird going on with the imaging of this place. No matter what they try from orbit, they just can't get a clear picture of what's down there. Every bit of data the UDA pulls is just scrambled, completely unusable. But the eggheads think they've got a solution for you. They want you to leave a sort of breadcrumb trail using trail beacons. Start with one close to the entrance of the Null sector. I'll mark it on your map. Then another one within the proximity of the first. Rinse and repeat. We should be able to get a signal between beacons so we can stay in contact. More importantly, you'll be able to manually map out a path through the area.
I didn't like it, but it was decided that we were going to leave our mounts behind, thinking that the areas ahead would be easier to traverse if we were on foot. But I have to admit, I'm still pretty convinced that the only reason why I ever stayed alive was because Bart kept me that way, and leaving him behind was hard. Because there was also a part of me that was worried that we would somehow just like not be able to get back to them, and that something would happen and Bart would die, and I'm invested, all right? He's my bud, and I need to see him live forever, okay? He needs to be the immortal pony. And then bad shit happened. We were attacked, and I wasn't on my magical pony of safety, and my friends were in trouble, and I couldn't see anything, and I couldn't help them, and they died, and now it was somehow my responsibility to get down there and res them so that this adventure could continue, and I was very uncomfortable. So I had to like adjust my settings so I had some chance here, because there was no way I was going to be able to do this if I couldn't see them. So I had to be able to see them, and well, I ventured forth and prayed. And you know, I'm glad that we left the horses behind because it forced me to get into the combat, and you know, it actually was pretty fun, and it felt really good to feel like I was contributing to the efforts of the team. And getting off my horse forced me to get over being intimidated by this whole world and made me get into it, and it was a lot of fun. So it turned out to be a good thing. But I missed Bart, and the whole time wished that I still had him. So we wandered around a lot and got lost a bunch and had no idea where we were going, putting out our beacons. But, you know, that was part of it, not knowing exactly where we were supposed to go. It was a little bit odd and kind of a pain in the butt that the marker on the map didn't actually show us where we were supposed to be going. It didn't change. It just sort of like stayed as a circle at the start point. So that was confusing. It made it seem like we were supposed to be working in that circle when in fact we had to like leave that area in order to get where we were going. And the creatures in this area will just legit light your ass on fire. Like, you'll be fighting them, and the next thing you know, you're burning, and then you just die because you crispy fried, and that's it. You're done. Poof. So make sure that you bring guns. Big guns with lots of stacks of ammo so that you are ready to murder hobo on all the nasties that are going to get up in your shit and try to wreck you. Just be prepared and bring lots and lots of stuff. And make sure you bring a lot of water too, because I did not bring enough and struggle bust so hard, constantly running around feeling like I was on the brink of death because I did not have enough water and was always suffering the consequences of dehydration and being overheated, and it was awful. I did not come prepared. I did not bring enough stuff. I was not ready. I had no idea what I was getting into and did not bring the things that I needed to not die. It kind of sucked. So I was going about and I was skinning the things that were dead. And I don't know. I thought this was dead. And it wasn't dead. And it was fine. Sure, it was fine. I mean, so I guess in the end, I was able to skin him anyway, and that was great. But I want you to know that while you're skinning, you need to continue to pay attention to the world around you and what's going on, because yeah, there's stuff ready to fuck you up anytime, even if you are trying to skin the thing. It doesn't matter. We spent a lot of time. I mean, a lot of time being lost in this area. Yeah. I ran out of ammo, and that just created a whole new adventure that I just wasn't ready for. Knife combat! Yeah! Let's melee these fireball fuckers! It's great! Let's do it! Was interesting because he had these weird crystalline growths out of him. I don't know what they are or why he has them or if it matters, but I thought that it was interesting. It looks like he has some kind of infection, and it made me want to know more about the world and why he was like that. And I think that that is a good piece of world building. Anything that makes players and people interacting with your world ask questions is a good thing. And then we finally found it. We were there. We were at the place that the quest wanted us to find. And a part of me didn't really want to believe it because I had thought we were there before on several occasions and we weren't. So it was pretty exciting though to finally find this spot that we had spent so much time looking for. And then it had a lot of things to look at and investigate. So it was interesting and it was fun. I enjoyed this adventure and this introduction to Icarus, and I think that I will be playing more. Brenda, this may never reach you back home, but if it does, please know that I love you. I fear for my life in this place. You were right. I never should have left Earth. Give my love to the children. Yours, Gerald. The comms are shot. Nothing in or out. The new guy who arrived yesterday is completely unstable. I caught him draining his canteen outside this morning. He said he doesn't need water out here. He's crazy. I'm leaving this note in case something happens to us. I don't trust him. Screw the UDA. They don't pay me enough to deal with this crap. Note to self. Negotiate higher fees for the next drop.
Most of the team can't sleep, myself included. It's been 4 days. 4 days! I don't think I could do this anymore. I'm gonna try and get us out of here. The comms are all kinds of fun. But this means be a team. With an outpost further in, I think we can make it.